Welcome to our KENS 5 Excel special, recognizing and honoring the best in education. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sarah Frugani. We're celebrating teachers with our KENS 5 Excel Award in partnership with Credit Human. We visit 19 school districts in San Antonio and surrounding counties throughout the school year and surprise our winners at their schools with a $1,000 check. Our first Excel Award winner hails from Somerset ISD. Juana Pena is an elementary school teacher who takes pride in her bilingual skills, and she instills a love of learning languages in her students. Talk about a show of heartfelt admiration, smiles, cheers, even tears, in honor of Juana Pena, who won the KENS 5 Excel Award for Somerset ISD.
I am so grateful, and again, the tears, for the people that were there to support me my first years as a teacher.
Giving credit to her colleagues and even the little ones that she...
So go ahead and type on there.
...is now guiding.
They made me a better teacher. Read through
her third and fourth graders at Barrera Veterans Elementary.
The reason maybe even why I'm getting this award is because from them I learned so much. That's a good one.
Yet to them, Pena is their compass and favorite pilot.
On the airplane?
A legend in flight reveals that she is courageous,
giving them courage and confidence in themselves.
That today's pilot, she's the greatest teacher we could ever have because she makes us learn.
That's a great one. What you do in college is nothing compared to when you get to your own classroom, own set of students, and you're like, what do I do? You're gonna find another piece of evidence?
What she does is come up with memorable lessons.
A, answer the question. C, cite evidence.
Yo puedo hacer una...
Teaching bilingual reading and language arts.
E, explain.
She was courageous.
Explaining it in English and Spanish.
Porque le está ayudando a su. I grew up in a household where both languages were used. Habíamos escrito
What a gift she considers that to be. A lot of her students speak mostly Spanish, so she's able to relay information in both languages.
To instill that in my students and in the parents as well, because sometimes they want them to just learn English, but we need to appreciate the first language that they're coming with. You're able to have twice the opportunities that someone that is only monolingual.
Though twice the work for Pena,
I'm so proud of her.
Let's go to
her colleagues understand what it takes.
Countless hours, like so much more than a lot of us do.
A lot of planning, but more importantly, the heart behind it.
For the kids and to see them grow and succeed and become just better.
Now to Lackland ISD, where Mr. Juan Nevedo gives history and economics class a new twist, one you would not expect. We find out why students are so excited to be in his history class.
I'll just pick up the guitar and I'll just start playing.
Captivating his young audience.
It's always a fun time inside the class.
Mr. Juan Nevedo.
Like, yeah, I'm that dude, I guess. That dude at the end of the hallway that they couldn't wait to have.
Cool and quirky is how his juniors and seniors like to describe him.
We don't talk about...
You're into esports.
Yes. I played video games my entire life.
Anime, superheroes.
When they walk by and the doors open and they see like my anime posters, my posters of Spider-Man, and they'll just come in like, sir, what do you teach? Like, I can't wait to have your class. This for economics.
Economics, government, and history. It's what he teaches at Virginia Allred Stacy Junior Senior High School. And in his classroom, you'll find plenty of heroes and villains.
This one they love because if you notice, it's 3 different images.
Yeah, it's really cool. So,
yeah,
oh, wow.
Some are fiction, but most are
big figures. Abraham Lincoln, Dr. Martin Luther King.
Real-life historical heroes who have shaped our country.
Highlight all those cool things about history, just to, hopefully to like get that spark. We're gonna start off with, I like to show them how it relates to their life. It's something that affects them every day, and it's something that they affect.
Something Nevero understands all too well.
I count teaching as a privilege. This is generally what they're
Becoming an educator might have sounded impossible when he was a young boy.
Childhood was very different.
Born in Puerto Rico, he says he grew up practically in a single-parent household, and despite money being tight, he had ambition to continue school.
I talked to the people at financial aid, and I was like, oh, this is something I could pay for because I have a job. And so I started doing that just to take classes.
And the rest is history. Nevero went on to become the first in his family to receive a college degree, graduating from UTSA.
You may never put
12
money in
years
socks.
later, he is now the one inspiring young people, even skeptics.
I don't really like history,
But Nevero's history class is in a league of its own.
I do like this class. I look forward to this class, actually.
He's just so unique compared to all other teachers.
One of a kind, basically.
He certainly has a different approach.
They see you when you're proud.
Yet Nevero says his success in this classroom comes down to finding common ground.
What I love about history is it's not like there's one right answer necessarily. It's
Perspective.
their perspective, their argument. It sounds corny, but children are the future, you know, and these are the future leaders. Just to be a small part of their lives is rewarding.
That's beautiful. So 2 decades ago, local teacher Gloria Galvan went to find the best bilingual studies program in Texas. She landed at UTSA and soon after nabbed her first job at South San Antonio ISD. Now she's a KENS 5 Excel Award winner.
And I just like to integrate art into my lessons as well.
Whether it's art
But then here, like, these are all gifts.
or a thoughtful gesture.
A student bought me this purse. A student drew Frida for me.
And the fact that they took the time to think about you. Many of those pieces paint a pretty good picture of the strong bond Gloria Galvan has forged with students at Price Elementary.
It's a great experience with her.
Crislar and his cousin Genesis are in Galvan's 5th grade bilingual class. They moved to the U.S. from Honduras.
I was scared. I didn't know English.
And they take comfort in having a teacher like Galvan.
She's very hardworking and very eager to learn.
And not just for her ability to speak Spanish.
These kids are family to you.
Yes, they are. You know, they invite me to their events and their games, quinceañeras.
Because good or bad, Galvan always shows up, as she did for Tony and his family.
When he had surgeries, his mom would message me, he wants you to come, but it's in Houston. I'm like, it's okay, I'll be there.
She still keeps a picture of the little boy in her class, years after he passed away fighting brain cancer.
That was something that changed all of our lives.
Galvan says his classmates will graduate high school this year.
I still talk to all of them.
That's his classmate.
His classmates, yes.
Now a driving force for Galvan to continue building those close relationships and always being there for her students.
I always tell them, don't forget about me, I'm gonna be here. They're gonna come back and visit me and tell me they're lawyers, engineers. I'm getting all thumbs up over there.
Over at Judson ISD, Brianna Young brings valuable experience to class, helping shape the leader she is today at Judson Early College Academy. When the principal is gone, they call on Young to lead the entire campus.
I was born in Longview, Texas, so we had a garden, we had goats, sheep, cows. My little hidden secret, but I'm a country girl at heart, so.
Deep in the heart of this Texas girl, Brianna Young has a special place for children.
She's transformed special education instruction on our campus.
To many of these kids at Judson Early College Academy, Young is more than a special education teacher. She's also a mentor.
When I first came here, she was like a major help. Having someone to go to if I'm ever struggling.
Special education is a field that not everybody knows that much about, but we're expected to know a lot of answers.
A lot of what she's done prior to teaching guided her on this path, traveling the world, studying abroad, even the rare invite to the World Health Organization in Switzerland.
You were on a world stage at that point.
Yes, it was so surreal. That was my first time traveling abroad.
Priceless experiences and knowledge that Young says she uses to help her students, especially as they transition from high school to adulthood and begin looking to their future careers.
She's always like motivating. She's always helping her kids do better.
One of my favorite conversations to have with the kids is to have them think further along down the road. Do you want to go to college? If so, what do you want to major in? What do you want to do for a living?
No topic is off limits for both young and old. Parents are part of her conversation too. Young says she understands raising a child with a disability is complicated.
The complexities that go into that as far as like accessing medication and having insurance. Some of them are the first in their families to graduate from college.
How does that make you feel to see them graduating?
So good. I cry pretty much at every graduation because they did it. They did it.
Just see the happiness all over her face. I want to get to a local teacher who moved to the U.S. as a child. Zenaida Rodriguez did not speak English and says she will never forget the feeling of being left out at school. And it's why she chose to become a bilingual teacher today, so that other kids don't fall through the cracks. Her dedication to children is having huge influence at Edgewood ISD.
And if it freezes,
Outside this fourth grade bilingual classroom,
no se pierde, se gana o se aprende. Say it with me.
Zenaida Rodriguez has a daily reminder to her kids.
In English, we don't lose, we either win or we learn.
Even when learning doesn't come easy,
Estamos hablando de los
something Rodriguez knows firsthand.
I was born in Mexico, in Piedras Negras, Coahuila.
Around the same age as her students now, she moved to America.
I hated it. I hated school.
Her new school, she says, had little to no support.
I would sit in a classroom and not understand. It made me feel like I wasn't going to be able to succeed. I was in the ESL program, some people call it the sink or swim.
Rodriguez swam and went the distance, graduating college, even earning a master's degree, but her success,
I saw people that saw something in me.
once again, points to her childhood.
5th and 6th grade, I had an amazing teacher, Miss Araceli Bunsen, and I said, that's what a teacher should be like.
Because you still remember.
I still remember my teacher because I know how I struggled with the language. I can relate to them and say, okay, it might not be the concept. I think it's the language.
A language barrier is more often than not the main reason her students struggle in a certain subject. And sometimes, Rodriguez says, all they need
She teaches us different ways.
is for someone to explain things a little differently.
I'll pull in a small group. I'll talk to them about it in Spanish, but then I'll bridge the language through cognates or visuals to make sure that they grasp the concept. If I know a language might be an issue, then I'll be more purposeful with the way I partner them so that they can help each other.
We will always do spelling tests. I will always get 50s, but like now I'm like in 80s or like 100s.
Somos tres.
And just as passionately, Rodriguez tries to teach them their heritage should never take a back seat as they advance.
When we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, I always like to talk about where those people came from, because it's very similar to our upbringing, and if they can do it, so can they.
That they can be the next trailblazers.
That they can be the next trailblazers. They can be the next Cesar Chavez.
Then a migrant farm worker.
Maybe even the next astronaut, like Jose Hernandez, whose story is now being shared all around the world in the film A Million Miles Away.
We learned about all the struggles that he went through and how he was in that NASA program.
The most important thing you want to teach them.
To love themselves. So they're amazing, just the way they are.
Instilling that self-confidence, amazing. Tracy Colley here is our next KENS 5 Excel Award winner. The entire school, as you could see, cheerleaders, the band, her family, everyone was in on that sweet surprise. And our partner Credit Human swooped in with that big check to put the icing on the cake.
Hello, Algebra 1 pre-AP students.
On the first day of math class,
we are a math family.
Tracy Colley tosses away the typical rules.
And I read them my first day letter.
To usher in her anxious 8th grade and pre-AP students.
I talk about how I was once a student and I struggled. It's more of a reassurance.
And that sets the tone for the rest of the school year.
Yes, like it's always gonna be, I'm here.
Here,
how many?
Early mornings, lunch, and after school.
Yes.
Colley divides her time between classes and tutoring.
She works hard. She makes things easy to understand and does it in a fun way.
I know.
Using Cheez-Its to simplify equations.
Pythagorean theorem.
Examples come in all shapes and sizes, breaking down their fear of math.
I walk in the classroom and a dinosaur blown up Your T-Rex has little arms, and so the sides have to be longer to make a triangle, and his are not.
Any way to make it memorable?
Yes.
No matter her angle, there is never a dull moment.
My favorite thing is the moment that they are the aha. Oh, like this relief of just like, now I get it.
But to get just the right formula for Kali,
I think holding students accountable is really important.
tough love is equally needed.
It's about feedback. When they do an assignment, I show them answers. I show them how to do it. And if they fail a test, they have to correct every single one.
One step closer to success.
Yes, they can have Cheez-Its afterwards as a snack once we're done.
Whatever it takes. Well, a teacher at East Central ISD says she had other dreams and aspirations before becoming an educator, but unexpected events pushed Maribel Arias toward education 7 years ago, and today she's among the best in our area.
So right here, this is where the flowers are going to grow.
At Oak Crest Elementary, Maribel Arias grows all sorts of things.
We grew some loofahs and we cut them up, dried them, took out the seeds, and they made their own little soap.
One seed at a time, Arias is sowing the future.
She's the queen of plants.
She's a natural.
She's like teaches in a different way.
Her third grade students are blooming too.
Like somebody for us that actually loves us with all her whole heart.
Though her heart for teaching only blossomed in recent years, a fact the dual language teacher is not shy about sharing.
It wasn't what I wanted to do. Being a teacher was not in my plans.
Her plan after serving 4 years in the Navy was to pursue a passion for criminal justice.
I wanted to be an FBI agent, be a homicide detective or something like that.
But the week she got her dream job offer from the agency, she also got the most devastating call.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Her brother and his wife were killed by a drunk driver.
They left behind 4 children, 3 girls and 1 boy. My husband and I decided that we wanted to take them in.
The mother of 4 became a mother to 8 children, the youngest just 5 years old.
And that really made you change the course of your life.
So I wanted them to stay here.
Here at East Central ISD is where her brother's kids attended school. Arias didn't want to disrupt their lives, so she put aside her ambitions and delved into teaching.
And it was hard at the beginning, watching the students and seeing their passion made me love it.
Now she says she has found her purpose being around kids and is even involved with more programs, including a writing club. And then it gets published.
It gets published into a magazine.
Where the kids get to see their work sprout.
Well, I love y'all very, very much. The world is at the tip of your fingers, that anything you want to do is possible.
You can just feel that love towards the children. Well, this 5th grade math teacher you're about to meet is a prime example of the saying, where there's a will, there's a way. And you're about to see why Harlandale ISD nominated David Cruz for our KENS 5 Excel Award.
I'd just like to say thank you for being an amazing teacher and helping us.
David Cruz's reputation precedes him at Schultz Elementary.
He comes to school every day and he works hard for us.
Students know Cruz's 5th grade math class is informative, fun, and creative, and his chess club is incredibly popular. But just as important to them, they know they can always count on Mr. Cruz.
Every Wednesday and Friday mornings.
He shows up way before the bell rings, and he stays late after school. In fact, he hardly misses class, even on his toughest days. You're just juggling work and chemo and family life.
Yes.
Cruz has been undergoing chemotherapy since last summer after doctors broke the news that he had stage 4 gastric cancer.
At the time, when you hear stage 4, it's like,
leaving him distraught.
It's like you don't have a lot of time left. After some time, just keeping a positive mindset, finding out like stage 4 doesn't mean your life is over. You still could have many years afterwards.
Precious time that he chooses to spend here, surrounded by these elementary kids.
I like to have fun with my students.
Every minute, watching them learn and grow brings him joy.
I like to share with them because One, I want them to know the situation and just keep in mind to be mindful about it. That's my thing with it. And two, even though I'm going through this, you see me here working hard, so that's what I expect from them as well.
High expectations, honesty, and humility. All valuable lessons for the little ones carefully observing and learning from the man they look up to every morning.
A life lesson I'm learning is if you're going through something like a heartbreak, it's good to try and keep going and keep working on your work and focusing even when you're sad or in a deep time.
We're always going to have hurdles and struggles in our life. It's always important to work hard and continue to do our best.
And we certainly wish Mr. Cruz the best and thank him for everything he does for these kids. I want to turn now to Fort Sam Houston ISD. Marty McGrath is a rare sight. He's a standout at an elementary school there while juggling two jobs that couldn't be more different. I sat down with McGrath, who shared the shift in life that landed him in a classroom, making him among a very small group of men across the country.
I try to bring in my love of Star Wars, which the kids all love, and my love of sports, which I want to instill in them, and my love of books. What?
Keeping the little ones learning and entertained is no easy task. McGrath says his crowd back in the day taught him a few things. For 2 decades, he ran a live music venue in Dallas.
I had Dolly Parton, Vince Gill, Beck, pretty much you name it. Writing journals in your
Leaving
box.
that life behind when his family moved to San Antonio, he stumbled upon an opportunity to teach.
I like treating kids with respect and then encouraging their independence.
Quickly learning his much younger audience now is his true calling.
Partly because I have a 25-year-old brain and a 50-year-old body. This is the letter D.
His 50-year-old sense of humor helps him stay afloat, coaching the swim and dive team at the district's Cole High School.
I project myself differently as a high school coach, as I do as a kindergarten teacher. I just have to wear different hats. Are you going to color yourself?
And once in a while, the best of both his worlds come together.
They'll come over and volunteer. I had 2 of my swimmers in here helping the kids, like box. It's definitely a proud papa moment. Zoom, we're out of here.
Sure is a papa. Well, this next teacher's love for pop culture makes for unforgettable lessons. Cameron Tofino inspires students to dive into a world of imagination.
Okay, we're going to start off with our Soldier's Creed.
Cameron Tofino is on a mission.
I will always place the mission first.
First, a boot camp to prep for exams.
It's a lot, right?
Tofino's language arts class at La Soya Middle sets the bar high, not just for students.
The curriculum is gargantuan. We have a lot to do as Texas teachers.
Tofino constantly turning captivating lessons.
Which one is it?
He's energetic, very energetic. There's some boring teachers out there, you know.
Not Tofino, a man who loves cinema and music. From the looks of your classroom, there's a lot of movie stuff in here.
We call it Reading with Cinema.
You've got Selena, Barbie, you're a big Barbie fan.
Huge Barbie fan. During October is Anti-Bullying Month. There is a character known as Weird Barbie who is sort of isolated, and teaching about anti-bullying was showing the scenes from that and how we can learn to be kinder.
A Lady Gaga fan and a proud Swiftie, Tofino sprinkles the class with all sorts of ways to bond with his kids.
Emily, go to the next slide.
He tries to make it more fun and more exciting for us.
Students say Tofino's strategy makes reading less monotonous and more memorable.
How to make a mental movie of what they read, and that incorporates the 5 senses.
It helps break down the story to understand it even more.
It's not so much as it's art, it's more of a visualization of what they've been reading.
This is all students' work that I'm seeing around on the walls?
Over in that area, you'll see, you know, Bluey or Minions or Lightning McQueen.
This classroom, this is what makes me want to go to school.
We're going to be fine on this exam, okay?
Watching these 7th graders evolve like a good story with a beginning, middle, and end.
And I just want to see them to do their best, and I know that they could reach their best potential.
So many amazing teachers truly making a difference and giving their all to help prepare our future generation. Congratulations again to all these deserving educators. And as always, Thank you for joining us as we recognize and honor some of the best teachers in and around San Antonio. To see more Excel winners, go to kens5.com/excel. I'm Sarah Fergani.